Welcome to Fitness by Design, the podcast where we engineer optimal health, energy, and confidence for corporate men without sacrificing their career success or family time. I am your host, Coach Spencer, and after years as a stressed out engineer, gaining weight left and right, spinning my wheels with my fitness journey, and trying to figure it all out on my own, I realized that most fitness advice out there wasn't built for corporate guys like me. It was rigid, unsustainable, and just started to feel like a second job. So I took a different approach, one that worked with my career, my lifestyle, and my priorities. Now, I help other corporate men cut through all that noise and build simple, effective systems that deliver real results without having to spend hours in the gym or giving up all the foods they love. This podcast is where I share that blueprint, the actionable strategies, real world insights, and proven methods to help you get stronger, leaner, and more energized. So let's get into today's show. Today, we are going to completely rewire how you think about fitness. Because let's be real, you didn't fail because you're lazy. You fail because you've been given the wrong tools. By the end of this episode, you are going to see exactly why and, more importantly, what to do instead. So, to kick things off, just think about this. If all those fitness plans that you've tried or are trying actually worked the way that they were sold to you, wouldn't you already be in shape? I mean, really, you've put in the effort. You downloaded the apps, you tracked the food, you tried the meal plans, the keto, the fasting, the cutting carbs and alcohol. You joined the gym. Heck, maybe you've even joined multiple gyms, and you forced yourself through those workouts that you hated because some dude on Instagram or YouTube told you that it was the only way to lose weight. But yet, here you are, starting over again. And ultimately, you feel like no matter what you do, your fitness plan is actively working against you instead of working for you. And you're probably wondering to yourself, why is this happening? Why does it feel impossible to actually stick with something? Why does it feel like every single plan is fighting against my actual life? Why do I keep falling off track? Why does it feel like I'm the problem? Well, I've got some good news for you, man. You are not the problem. The first myth that we need to tackle is the fact that you need more discipline. Now, this is one of the biggest lies in the fitness industry has ever sold you. You've heard it before. You just need to be more disciplined, bro. You need more motivation. You just don't want it bad enough. Yeah? Tell that to the guy drowning in meetings from 9 to 5, trying to hit his deadlines by Friday. Projects always seem to have issues, and all that while still trying to be a present husband and maybe even a dad on top of that. You're just supposed to wake up at 3:30 in the morning, do fasted cardio, eat 6 perfectly portioned meals throughout the day, and still crush it at working at home? Yeah, okay, get the hell out of here, man. No shot. But here's the truth. You don't need more motivation. You just need a system that works even when the motivation isn't there. You don't need more discipline. You need a strategy that fits into your life, not some plan that was built by or for a bodybuilder. Look, you already have discipline, man. You show up to work every damn day, even when you don't feel like it. You meet your deadlines. You get shit done because you have systems in place that make it easy for you to stay on track in the office. But then when it comes to your fitness, you just kind of wing it. You've been following these plans that rely entirely on your willpower. And let's be real, willpower is not a system. Willpower is not the reason that you finish your deadlines every week. So let's just kill this lie once and for all. The reason you keep failing is not because you're undisciplined, man. It is because you are following a plan that was never designed for your reality. Now, how about this concept that you have to sacrifice everything to get into shape? The idea that if you want to lose weight, you have to give up everything. No more pizza, no more beers with the boys, no more burgers unless they're wrapped in friggin' lettuce leaves. And no more evenings on the couch with your partner just enjoying Netflix and eating ice cream. Because you know what that leads to? Feeling miserable, white knuckling your way through yet another clean eating phase, and eventually snapping, eating everything in sight, and feeling like you failed again. Does that sound familiar? Because I know I've gone through this. But here's what the internet doesn't tell you. The guys who get fit long term aren't the ones who sacrifice everything out of the gate. They're the ones who figure out a way to make fitness work inside of their actual lives. They learn how to eat in a way that works for them, not some extremely unsustainable diet that cuts everything out that they actually like. They learn how to fit workouts into their schedule. They're not spending hours in the gym. They're not going back and doing cardio twice a day. And they learn how to stop eating in this extreme cycle of just restricting for weeks on end, followed by a weeks-long bender, and finally having some damn balance in their lives. The truth is, if your fitness plan makes you miserable, you're not going to stick with it. And if you don't stick with it, it doesn't matter how perfect the plan is, it's completely useless to you. Now, lastly, how often do you just think to yourself, man, am I the problem here? This is literally the most dangerous thing that you can ever say to yourself. Because every time you fall off, every time you skip a workout, every time you fail another diet, you don't blame the workout, the plan, the diet. You blame yourself. And let me tell you something, bro. If you are constantly blaming yourself, beating yourself up, and feeling like you're just not meant to be fit, you're never going to succeed. Because what the mind believes, the body's going to achieve. And if you constantly tell yourself you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it, fun fact, you're not going to do it. Because when you believe that you're the problem, you're just going to stop trying to find the right solution. You're constantly just going to beat yourself up and tell yourself that no matter what you do, it's not going to work. And so you won't even try anymore. Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever gotten in a car accident? Do you still drive to work every day? That's what you're doing to your fitness. You got into a bad car wreck. Your fitness wrecked. But now you're just saying, well, I'm fitness wrecked. I'm just going to not drive. I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm not going to try fitness anymore. But yet you still drive your car to the office. You got in a car accident. You got a speeding ticket, whatever it is. You still go to the office. You still drive your car. Just because something went wrong doesn't mean that you have to stop doing the thing. Now you might be thinking to yourself like, okay, Spence, like, okay, we get it. But how does this actually freaking work? Well, think about it. If discipline isn't the answer, if sacrificing everything in your life isn't the answer, and if you are not the problem, then what could the answer be? Well, it's pretty freaking simple. You got to find a system that actually fits into your life and a plan that works even when your motivation is low. And ultimately, just having a focus on the small and high impact habits that actually drive results. Focusing on those small wins. Because the reality is those small wins are going to compound. It's no different than your bank account. You don't pay attention to the small little amounts of money that go into it, but that interest adds up. And next thing you know, when you actually check it, you're like, oh crap, I had a lot more money in here. Yeah, because you were putting small deposits over time and they added up. Guys like Ari and Adam didn't just get into shape because they magically found more motivation one day. They got in shape because they stopped trying to force themselves into a plan that wasn't built for them. And ultimately, instead, they started working with me and they found a system that worked with their careers, their lifestyles, and their priorities. And that was the difference. So if this is starting to hit home with you and you're just sitting there going like, oh, and starting to realize that every single plan that you have tried was built around some fantasy version of your life, one that probably even Walt Disney couldn't have dreamt up for you, then it's probably time to try something a little different. Now, with that, I have put together a completely brand new and free guide that breaks down exactly how corporate guys are finally able to make fitness work without the extreme diets or the endless workouts. And I call it my corporate nutrition blueprint. And I'm going to give it to you completely free because you're a listener of the Fitness by Design. All you have to do to get it is just DM me the word design on Instagram at Spencer H. Gallo, and I'll literally just send it to you completely free. This thing is absolutely packed. It has the exact nutrition frameworks that my clients are using to stay lean while they're enjoying business lunches, happy hours, and even traveling on the road. How to structure their meals without having to track every single calorie and every single gram of macros, and so much more. I actually had to take some of the value out of this guide because it was so damn good. So if you want your free copy of the Corporate Nutrition Blueprint, DM me the word design on Instagram and I will send it right over to you. Because remember, your health doesn't have to compete with your success. It can fuel it. With that, thank you for tuning into Fitness by Design, and I will see you in the next episode.